Mm. Oh man, how's it going, everybody? YouTube Live. This is me again, yours truly, Rama Screen, covering movies, TV, and entertainment. I'm back. I'm back for the third time today. Hey, Robert, what's up, brother? Robert is one of Rama Screen patrons. Thank you so much, brother, for tuning in as always. It's always awesome to have you here. All right, so yes, Polar Pop. I was here earlier live streaming this morning for or to give you my Cloak and Dagger review, Cloak and Dagger new episode that airs tonight. And then at noon, I was back here to give you my Twilight Zone new episode review. Twilight Zone new episode 3 is also available on CBS All Access, which is also the home of the show that I'm about to cover for you right now. And it's one of my favorites. It's Star Trek Discovery. Yes! Woo! Do, 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 do. God, man, holy crap. Tonight's episode is awesome. All right. So, again, the ground rules, just like with most of my TV reviews and episode recaps, this video might contains or will contain some spoilers. Um, Nothing too major. All right. And there's no twist stuff tonight. There's no twists and turns. It's pretty straightforward. This tonight's episode was. But there will be some spoilers because I will be recapping what happened last week, and also I will be describing to you the context or the synopsis of what happens in this episode. All right, so heads up, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You've been warned. Mm. Okay, let's get right to it. Um oh my god. Okay, so last week ended with excuse me, the revelation about the control, the AI, and they are. Oh, Robert says thank you for the care package. I can't thank you enough, Rama. I got to run. I'm going to see Hellboy at 8 p.m. I'll DM you at IG. Oh yes, go watch Hellboy, Robert. And I'm glad you like the package. That's my thank you gift to you. I thank you for being my patrons. So for those of you out there, if you want to get gifts from me or rewards, make sure you sign up at patreon.com/ramascreen. Join Robert over there at patreon.com/ramascreen. Enjoy Hellboy, Robert. All right, so last week's episode ended with the revelation of, the Section 31, right? It's taken over by the control by the AI, and man, they are pretty much set and ready to go to attack freaking Discovery. And I mentioned to you in my previous reviews of previous episodes that the storyline in season 2 right now is similar to Terminator. You know Terminator, right? The Terminator franchise with Leland being the T-1000, hunting down Dr. Burnham or Michael Burnham's mom, like she's some kind of John Connor. In this case, of course, now the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is the sphere, the data. So and of course, just like Skynet and Cyberdyne, they want to annihilate humanity. In this case, annihilate all sentient being. So it's a very Terminator-esque storyline that we have here in season 2. And so it leads to tonight's episode with the decision to abandon Discovery, and voila, Star Trek Enterprise shows up. And guess what? The interior of the bridge looks nostalgic. It looks a lot like, of course, not exactly like the Star Trek, the original series, because that was set in that was the 1960s TV, right? So the set is pretty simple, but it's iconic. It's classic. Um, However, in tonight's episode, of course, it gets upgraded. The all the technicalities and the computer surrounding that that seat, that iconic Captain Pike or Captain Kirk seat. Everything that about that surrounding it is pretty much high tech stuff that you probably you most likely did not see in the original series, obviously. but it looks shiny and sleek, and it meshes well with the nostalgia of the look of the bridge. So it's a great combination. I like it very much, and I'm sure those of you who are fans of the original series must be really geeking out when you watch tonight's episode. I I did not grow up watching the original series. As I mentioned to you 1,000 times, I grew up watching the Next Generation. That was my Star Trek. The original series was my roommate's favorite show, actually. Um, so I have some affinity or fondness to the original series, but not as much as I did or as I would the Next Generation. That's my Star Trek. So okay, so in on this bridge, on the Enterprise, right? That's okay. So here's the way, as you know, it's done. Everybody would brainstorm. They would say their input out loud, say their ideas. They would present their problems or the problems, and then they would present potential solutions. That's how Star Trek crew members do their thing, and tonight is no different. And but what's funny is that it always, not always, it often or almost always comes down to the decision of, at least for this show, at least for this season, where Michael Burnham says, "Ah, I gotta be the one to do it. I gotta be the one to do it," and then she'll follow that with, "There's no other choice." so so when tonight when when Philippa Giorgio says to Michael Burnham, this whole martyrdom thing of yours is so bullshit, or something along that line, I kind of agree with Philippa Giorgio. It's like, because this is not the first time that Michael Burnham kind of puts herself over everybody else, or ahead of everybody else. And you can probably argue, "Hey, Rama, that's just the nature of her character," or, "Hey, Rama, um, all the crew members, including Captain Pike, would not pause. They would, if this choice comes down to them sacrificing themselves for the good of their fellow teammates, or the general population, then any one of them, not just Michael Burnham, would do it. They would totally sacrifice themselves. So if you give me that argument, I'll be like, yeah, I guess so. Because, just like last week, Captain Pike knows about his future, and yet he still takes that crystal. That he still seals his fate. Because the choice is like either that or not that. It's like, but if you hold the crystal, then your fate is sealed. That's what the Klingon says. So yes, it comes with the job. That's the you sign up for that, and you sacrifice yourself. That might come with the job description. But I guess my point is that if if that happens so often, and if you're in tonight's episode, when they have that meeting in that round table or a rectangle meeting or rectangle table meeting, and she presents that idea as like, "Oh, well, then I gotta go to the future, bring Star Trek Discovery with me. Oh, there's a possibility that I might not come back. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to live with that." If that happens a lot at your dining table, if a member of your family keeps saying that, like, as the solution to a lot of the problems, you know what? I'll take the heat. Or she'll keep saying, "I'll take the responsibility." Oh, you know what? It's my fault. It's like, dude, what are you? Are you glutton for punishment? What is this Jesus Christ Savior complex that you have? At least that's what I would say. I was like, you again? Um, so that is I guess the part that kind of cracks me up about this. And but I'm sure many of you, my fellow trekkers, would not see it that way. You would probably see it as like, "Oh my God, Michael Burnham's a hero. This is a dramatic, heroic moment that she embraces." And you know what? That's fine. If you see it that way, that's cool too. And that is the story's intentions. Um, Another thing that kind of cracks me up is that, remember, this is the first part, right? It's a two-parter season finale. So tonight is episode 13. Next week is the season finale, season 2 finale, episode 14. So we thought that they were gonna have the battle tonight, but no, that they're saving that for next week. So what happens tonight, if you've seen it, my fellow trekkers, is that it's um, I'm sorry, I don't mean to crack laugh, but it is kind of funny. It's a goodbye tour. It's a goodbye tour. Everybody's saying goodbyes to their loved ones. Why? Because once Michael Burnham decides that she will be sacrificing herself, the closest members of her crew decide to join her. And that's what's funny in tonight's episode, because because Michael Burnham said goodbye, or says goodbye, to her parents, right? It's a very heartfelt moment. And then she's about to leave her door, and then she meets Tilly, and then they have their little goodbye. And then Tilly brings her to the hallway where, bam, it's like, surprise, we're staying with you in the future where we won't come back as well with you. So we're going to keep you company in whenever this future is. Uh, so there's that moment as well. And then after that, Tyler pulls Michael Burnham aside and says, "I'm not coming with you." So that's another goodbye moment. And then after that, there's a montage of each of them saying goodbye or leaving a goodbye message on their freaking iPad. Um, so it's just funny. It's not funny, hoo ha ha ha, but it's interesting to see that the writers really, like, we're gonna try to make the fans cry tonight. That's our aim and goal. We are gonna have the fans reach for that Kleenex box, and that's what we're gonna do for tonight's episode. And to a certain extent, it works, because I saw on the Twitter feed, hashtag Star Trek Discovery, a lot of you fans out there, who also watched the episode with me, along with me. Some of you tweeted like, "Oh my god, tonight's episode made me cry. I was bawling my eyes out." I was actually bawling my eyes out. I was crying when, or somewhat crying, because I'm a man. I don't cry. So maybe, I was peeling onion at the time. Anyway, when Commander Aram dies, that really got me. Tonight's episode is, it's heartfelt, it's cool, it's goodbye tour. It's like going through a live funeral when you're still alive. You're not dying on your deathbed, but everybody kind of visits and gives you eulogies when you're still alive. That's how it feels in tonight's episode. So very, very interesting. Sorry guys, my nose is runny for whatever reason. Another thing that also really is fascinating, is interesting, is that um for those of us who watch the short treks. Do you remember short treks? In the or last fall, there was like 4 or 5 shorts that they released, and they made a connection with Saru's family, in one of the short treks, to one of the episodes in the season, right? Because Saru comes back to his planet to meet his sister. That episode previously was in the short trek. In tonight's episode, the connection is with the short trek that features the Queen Mehani Ikahali Kapo. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It sounds Hawaiian. I've been to Hawaii once, and I remember, like, the thing the name for their state fish is freaking long. So it sounds Hawaiian for me, but I don't know if it is. Mehani Ikahali Kapo shows up again, and she helps out with figuring out the whole the mechanism for Michael Burnham to accomplish this mission of jumping to the future, because she's hella smart. This queen is hella smart. Uh, so what I'm getting at is that I mentioned to you that my favorite short trek out of those 4 episodes is not actually. Oh, sorry guys, I don't know why my nose is running. It's not actually about Queen Mehani Kapo, and it's not about Saru's origin. My favorite short trek is actually the one that features Aldous Hodge, the actor Aldous Hodge, and he's the only person on the ship, and he has a relationship with the robot, kind of like 2001: Space Odyssey, or Duncan Jones's Moon, or Chris Pratt in that movie Passengers. So I like that one. That was my favorite. So I was really excited to see Queen Mehani Ika Hali Kapo show up in tonight's episode, because I'm like, holy crap! If they made two connections from two of the short treks, that means we might see Aldous Hodge character again. In probably in season 3, or maybe in the next short trek installment. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited about that possibility. So I'm cool. I'm really, really excited about that. Um, so let me conclude this review by saying that one goodbye that does hit me right here that I don't crack up about was Captain Pike. As you know, actor Anson Mount, his contract with Star Trek Discovery is only for 1 season, so he's done. We're not gonna see him or Rebecca Romaine, number one, her character. She's also signing off. We're not gonna see them in season 3. And so tonight there's this moment of like, oh, Captain, my Captain moment. If they have desks, they will be like standing on the desk, giving salute to Captain Pike, and Captain Pike says a few nice words about each of them, and that's the one that really, yeah. Because let me just say a few words. Anson Mount is perfect in this role. This guy is like Captain Pike, like, not just Captain Pike, but he's charming, he's cool headed, he listens, he's open to new solutions. I mean, this, you cannot ask for a better boss. I mean, like, I've worked at all kinds of odd jobs, and one long-term job where the boss can be nice but not really firm, or the boss will be just straight from hell. So Captain Pike is the ideal boss, man, the ideal guy that you want to answer to, that you want to you know uh, 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 work for and be trusted things with. And it's like, I'm gonna miss the guy. I'm gonna miss the guy, dude. I know that Alex Kurtzman and CBS All Access are developing a new series, Star Trek series about Jean-Luc Picard, which got me excited because I said I grew up with the Next Generation, and I know that uh, they're making the new Star Trek spin-off series focusing on Michelle Yeoh character, Philippa Giorgio. That's cool because I love this Philippa Giorgio from the Terran Terran universe, the Mirror universe. She's hilarious, especially when she's snarky. Like in tonight's episode, she's like, orange. Ugh. And by the way, I never thought they were orange. When I saw the original series, with my roommate or apartment mate, I'm like, I always thought it was yellow. Is it yellow or orange, guys? Settle this for me. The the uniform that Captain Kirk wears in the original series, and Captain Pike, obviously, apparently. So, is it yellow or orange? It's yellow, right? Or could it be light orange? I don't know. Uh, so so Philippa George was like, ugh, orange. I agree with her because I never liked the color orange. I rather have it be yellow. Um, so anyway, they're making a series about Jean-Luc Picard. They're making a series about Philippa Giorgio. Why can't they make a series about Anson Mount Spike? Right? I would totally watch that. I would totally watch that. I'm sure you would too. And Jim Brigandi is here, and he said, "I truly hope that Anson Mount will be on a new Star Trek spinoff." Yes, yes, you read my mind, Jim. Why can't we have that? I know the argument out there is like, oh, CBS All Access is milking this franchise too much, man. Hit the brakes, hit the brakes. We don't want to have a Star Trek fatigue or Star Trek brain freeze. I get it. I get it. I can understand that. But one thing I would not say no to is a Captain Pike standalone series. That would be amazing. So tonight there was that "Oh Captain, my Captain" moment. That's like that gets me really right here. That stands out more to me than the rest of the goodbyes that happened in tonight's episode. Um, gonna miss him. Gonna miss him. He was a good character, great actor, great casting for the role. Anson Mount knocked that one out of the park. Um, Gotta miss the guy. So the episode ends with a battle, upcoming battle that's gonna be happening in next week's episode, season finale. I can't wait to see it. Um, One last note, just a quick shout out to comedian actress Tick Notaro, who plays Jet Reno. It's so good seeing her again on tonight's episode. Every time she shows up, I know it's just a recurring role, but whenever she shows up, she always makes me smile. she, I like her. I really do like her. Again, I interviewed her before, so check out my video interview with Tick Notaro, who plays Jet Reno, right here on Rama Screen YouTube channel. Just search Rama Screen Tick Notaro. You'll find it there, or I'll provide the link in the description box below this video after I'm done. So that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I have. That's the note. Those are the notes I have on my screen about tonight's episode. I'm so happy that it went well as always, and um, I'm a little surprised that they have one last episode next week, because I thought that Star Trek Discovery season 2 was gonna end right at right in the time or right before Game of Thrones final season premieres this Sunday. Because once Game of Thrones premieres, the discussion will be all about Game of Thrones until it ends. 6 episodes. So, but CBS All Access, gotta give them credit. I was like, hey, we don't care if Game of Thrones is around. we're gonna give you guys one more episode, one rara. And Jim says, love your show, man. You're awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, brother. So yeah, that's my live review of tonight's Star Trek Discovery season 2, episode 13, titled "Show." Oh, such sweet sorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, subscribe. I want to say thank you to CBS All Access for retweeting my tweet tonight about Star Trek Discovery. By the way, Rama Screen is an affiliate of CBS All Access. That's right. So if you go to ramascreen.com, on the sidebar of the homepage, there's CBS All Access banner there. So if you haven't subscribed to CBS All Access, just go to ramascreen.com, find the banner on the sidebar, click through it, and it'll take you to their website, and then subscribe through there, so you can help a Rama Screen website a little bit with a percentage of money. So, but yeah, you don't want to miss out on Star Trek Discovery and the Good Fight and the Twilight Zone. CBS All Access is worth having. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. Live long and prosper. As always, let's rock this.